activate 45 minutes for calls to the Orange Network, unlimited SMS to the Orange Network, 8 minutes calls to all other networks, 45 megabytes of data.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
They have done it again.
What excitement! Share the good news now.
My picking tried to Cote d'Ivoire yesterday, and he still calling me on a number. He still browsing on it all.
Nothing makes me more relaxed than being able to work and stay connected without interruption, whether I am at home or away.
They have done it again.
More travels, more possibilities. With a just released roaming data bundle for travelers to Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea-Conakry, you can now stay connected on the go. Dial *535# to activate a plan ranging from $1 for 25 megabytes to $20 for 1 gigabyte. The new roaming data bundle, an offer for you.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Excuse me, Papa, give me one bottle of wine, just another plate of barbecue chicken, and...
Wait up the wait 1 minute. Go come back. My lollipop, I know I'm going to relax and enjoy, but sorry, I just checked and don't have enough cash.
Oh, man, I am worried there. Jlateh, I got cash on my phone. You will scan and pay, but I want my money back soon as you get more.
No problem there, but explain to me some more. Scan and pay?
Yes. With money in your Orange Money wallet, you can now scan and pay using QR codes. Check with your favorite merchants. Don't be left behind. To pay, simply download and open the Orange Money Africa app, select Scan It, and scan. Now payment is as easy as 123 with Orange Money QR codes.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Weah's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317 or 0886 553317 or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
Thank you very much. You're back on 50-50. Like I said, my voice is now good. Okay, I get you cover. Oron Gawit. I understand what you say, Oron. Thank you for helping me with that one. I didn't know that one, Oron. Thank you that you are a fervent follower of 50-50. I got your back cover. Thank you, Oron. But let me get to the two newspapers I have here. The Inquirer as well as the front page. Let me give you the banner headlines of the front and back pages. Oron just kept me laughing today. The Inquirer banner headline: Constitutional Supremacy awakens up spirit for election at Joseph Boakai Tems rolling victory for Liberia. Prosecution purges tampering charges of Cummings and others. Public Works Minister Destiny gets smooth ride at confirmation hearing. That is not surprising. It's always the case. That's the culture. That's the tradition. Nobody has been rejected yet. Be servants to humanity. Wonwa urges Lions Club officials. APM Terminals Liberia launches new system upgrade for the improved customer service. The back page of the Inquirer newspaper said B Mountain differs with EPA findings. Mine that says GAC audit on oil and gas highlights wrong inclusion of petrol trade. Let's move over to the front page of the front page newspaper that says cyanide in the water. Environmental Protection Agency releases preliminary report on Grand Cape Mount County water pollution. Says the needs to further the probe cause of death of aquatic species. Upgrading systems at seaport. APM Terminals Liberia launches new system to improve customer service. Building a reading nation. Keep dedicates, the acronym KEEP dedicates Marilla Simon Reading Room in Samoka Town Public School. Senate commences review of all public institutions for the consideration of reducing, extending, maintaining, or terminating tenures. Integrity institution raising eyebrows. An insider is one of the integrity institutions hinted FPA that even with tenure, integrity institutions are finding it difficult to perform the responsibilities with new questioning by the Senate on whether to maintain their tenure or not. This could be a final blow leading to the death of these institutions that really need security in the performance of their duties. All CUMMINGS rights restore as prosecutors drop all charges in the forgery and conspiracy, criminal conspiracy trial. Lack of evidence or a mere bluff. It says, whatever the case, I am yet or I fail to see how the constituent political party or its political leader has been directly or indirectly injured or harmed or has been deprived of any legal rights to put forth or become presidential candidate in 2023 after leaving the collaborating political parties. Syrenius said this. I want to read that again. Whatever the case, I am yet to or fail to see how the constituent political party or its political leader has been directly or indirectly injured or harmed or has been deprived of any legal rights to put forth or become a presidential candidate in 2023, after leaving the CPP. Syrenius Cephus is asking. He said, "Yeah, to see the back page of the front page newspaper said, following Liberia's under 20 defeat to Morocco, under 20 Moroccan coach heaps praises on Lone Star team." How you will now you praise the Bears now, so you will see all the good things we want to hear. But that is the banner headlines of the newspapers. And let me go to what I've invited my friend and my brother, Josh Wisner, my hometown boy, to look into the conclusion of two cases at the same time. Syrenius says that he dropped all charges against CUMMINGS, the charges of forgery and criminal conspiracy. But why did he drop them? Was it for the lack of evidence or political trial? I've invited John Wisner, a political strategist, and Ora keep telling me something, and a supporter of a political party. Good morning.
Good morning, T. Mike's, and happy to be on your show.
2 at 1 blow. That's what they call it. That's a book we used to read when we were in grade school. 2 at 1 blow. That was way back in Grand Sis. 2 at 1 blow. The Unity Party won his case at the Supreme Court. Syrenius Cephus, after telling the Liberian public,
You got preponderance of evidence.
preponderance of the evidence, got 35 witnesses. We have not reached to witness count 6. All of a sudden, out of the blue, he dropped the charges. And I'm wondering what's going on.
First, let the mics
And again, we invited him. We talked to him on Friday. He agreed to come. At the 11th hour, Syrenius said, "Nah, not this time around. If I have to get some clearance from my boss, because some time ago in the trial of Cummings case, the Minister of Justice, Attorney General, said, look, I didn't give him any evidence. I didn't authorize him to go to court because there was no evidence. Cephus on the other side said, look, the evidence was quashed, and you ask us to reinstate the evidence. The minister comes back and says, I know you're running a parallel Ministry of Justice. So whatever thou doest, like Jesus would say to Iscariot, Judas Iscariot, whatever thou doest, do it fast. So they went on the case. But on Friday, he came out and said all charges, charges of forgery and charges of criminal conspiracy, all dropped with no prejudice to the state, but the state reserves the right to refile. Let's look at the case one by one. Let's go back to Cummings' case.
Look, T-Max, I was not surprised that at some point in time, Syrenius Cephus would have brought the clown show to a halt. The whole thing was becoming a circus. Everybody in Liberia, even Syrenius himself, knew that there was not a case to be pursued. And he made it clear weeks ago when he sent a text to a talk show host saying that the case initially was quashed by his office, the Solicitor General, but he was ordered to reintroduce it. By the minister. The minister comes back 2 days in a press conference, a press release to say, hey, you lying on me. I haven't seen anything at it. It was just a circle. And it was making the country look ridiculous in the eyes of the international community. There was no case to begin with. And we have said it over and again in the CPP that this was a political trial. Mr. Cummings' colleagues in the CPP decided to bring a bogus charge against him, and then Syrenius and the government tried to be opportunistic, see an opening, see an opportunity to hold one of their mean rivals hostage and slow him down. There was no case. Secondly, Syrenius had no option but to drop the case. There was increasing international pressure. And I say this because I know it. Because I was involved in mobilizing the international community. And let somebody from government deny this. We said it from the very beginning with the trend the case was taken. And Syrenius was in the media even before the case was being heard. Even if there were a case before it could be heard, he was already the judge, the jury, and the complainant at the same time, announcing already the guilty verdict, announcing already the sentence that somebody was going to teach school. Who does that in a civilized society for a Solicitor General? So for some of us and some people of interest, prominent people in Liberia, decide that, look, we cannot look up to the government. The government has a vested interest in collaborating with Mr. Ure, who had his own issues, in trying to destroy another opponent. So the case was brought to the international community, to ECOWAS. Also, Mr. Cummings.
Why did you have to go that far? It would please suggest that you don't have any confidence in any integrity in your judiciary system.
Look, T-Max, what this case has shown us is something that we already knew in Liberia, but we thought we were making progress. That there is a calculated attempt to weaponize the judiciary against perceived enemies. Who in a sound mind would have thought, with what was going on, first, the clown show between Serena and his boss, I don't see any evidence. Serena himself said he didn't have confidence that there was case, but he was still pursuing the case. Then you had a situation where a misdemeanor trial by legal tradition.
That should have lasted 30
I'm
days.
a public policy person and expert, okay, but there's a thin line between policy and law, and we operate on the same assumption. Here is a case by public policy and law. It's normally tried for 30 days. 30 days. The case has gone almost 200 days. A misdemeanor. The highest fine would have been $1,000. Here is a misdemeanor case that should have been tried in normal legal setting by the city solicitor. The Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia took upon himself. Here is a case where none of the complainant in the case, under the theory of due process, the accused must have the right to face his accusers. But none of his accusers were willing to come to court without a subpoena, which is a demand by the court to be dragged to the court. None of them were willing to voluntarily go to the court. The case lost its substance. It lost its substance from the very beginning. It was a clown show. It was only making the country ridiculous. This is why.
To whose interest?
First,
if you said it's making the country ridiculous, to whose interest?
In the end, maybe the ruling party thought that this would give them sufficient political capital going into 2023. Now that they knew that one of their main competitors would have been slowed down, another competitor, Mr. Boyka, would have been paraded on the witness stand as a state witness, which is a statement by itself. So the government thought that it was an opportunity to get two main rivals, in one place, their backs to the wall. As for Mr. Ure, he had nothing to lose because he's not a contestant. He had already said it. He's not a contestant. I believe genuinely he had other motives for instituting this,
For example,
Mr. Ure, we know in this country, Mr. Ure is a business. I don't want to speculate. I know, as a mature, responsible Liberian politician, we can say that there is a possibility that he had multiple interests. Besides being a political animal, a politician who is interested in being a running mate to Boyka, and he saw a possible, probably in his mouth, possible Boyka Cummings alliance to be a direct threat to his political interests. So he found a way to do everything possible not to let that happen. That could be one motivation. Another motivation could be his business interests. We know Mr. Ure has a lot of intersect with business, with the government of Liberia. So that could be another motivation. But whatever the case, whatever it was, the case.
In your mind, you think Ure was hired?
Another possibility there because of his business interest, and I will be careful using the word another possibility. Those are all possibilities if you're looking at it from an analytical standpoint. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense why such case would have been brought forth in the first place when the charge that was levied was something. I have been in the CPP. I have been around. We, myself, Dumoy, Mo, and other people, DeLon inclusive, were the ones who began this whole joining or forming the CPP. We started with the opposition working group. So we have been there from the very beginning. We knew some of the internal contending issues in the CPP. We knew that this issue of tampering of the document just didn't exist. We knew that the 8.5.2 just was not incited by any one individual. It was something that came as a result of the collectivity of the CPP. We knew all of this. So I was shocked. You saw many times, you heard my press release through my institution, Lara. It was like, what is this? This is insanity. But it was all intended to break the CPP apart. There was the fear that coming out of 2020, the CPP had wind in its sail. Mr. Cummings was the chair of the CPP, and he steered the CPP through putting the government, I will use a word that is maybe extreme, but at a political existential threat. The CDC, for the first time since 2005, saw that her grip over vote-rich Morrado County was challenged. The CDC saw that in less than 3 years, after winning 14 out of the 15 counties, they couldn't even win 2 counties in the senatorial election. That was something that shook the CDC. And like any political institution, they were looking for opening. And probably they saw a willing corporate within the CPP to work with, to just draft this word, reduce the enthusiasm, reduce the zeal coming out of that. And this is where we find ourselves. Now, the other reason why I think Cephus had no choice besides ECOWAS and the international community, because we knew
the ECOWAS intervened.
ECOWAS took it through the structure. There was an ECOWAS summit last week, and I can tell you that Mr. Weah assured his colleagues in the region that this case would have been. I was just surprised that it was done Friday. I anticipated that it was going to be withdrawn this week. And this is where it comes to my fourth point. The fourth point is that the Supreme Court ruling created the alibi, the excuse,
the
cover up for Cephus to do what he should have done long time and what he has been under pressure to do.
Well, let me read for you the citation which culminated to Cephus's conclusion at long last. Cephus said, and I quote, during the trial, Cephus speaking now, during the trial, I strangely noticed that what appears to be an unnecessary worn-out contest between two conflicting words being used by the CPP leaders in their debates over the alleged alleged original and disputed framework document, all bearing the date of May 19, 2020. For instance, the original collaborating political parties framework document, according to former constitutional vice president Joseph Nyumabaka in an answer to the question in the cross-examination, contained that the word resigned, which according to him was an option given to a party desirous of quitting the CPP or a cause, whereas in the disputed version of the same CPP framework document, also bearing the date of May 19, 2020, containing the word withdrawal, which according to section 8.5.2 of this same document can only be invoked by the party after date. C4 continues, by that, as it may, the actual conflict is not about May 19, 2020 date or the signing procedure of the document by Zoom. Instead, it is about or is between the word resign, which the former vice president has alluded to, and the word withdrawal, which is contained in section 8.5.2 of the disputed framework document filed with the NEC by Alexander Cummings and his disciples. These two words, by all accounts, are profoundly synonymous in context, in usage, and practice, and are intended to achieve one objective. It defining them in pairs. To quit, to resign means to leave, or to depart, or to get out. Whatever remains mind-boggling is the fact that it took the Solicitor General almost 5 months to conclude at this.
So you see, just what I was saying. Syrenius, not me now. Syrenius himself is saying there was no case. Just what you read. The question for the Liberian people and everyone is if Syrenius knew this, that there was no case, Why did he waste the agreement?
But the point is,
and he's saying it over and again.
We're looking at one side of the case.
Yeah.
We're looking at one side of the case. They say you want to tell me that somebody is nominal and the other guy is omnivorous.
Yeah.
One is nominal and the other guy is omnivorous. The Minister of Justice is in this country.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't give it evidence,
Yeah, I don't see any
which
evidence.
would have prepared him to go to the court.
Yeah.
He was there when the case was still going.
Exactly.
Why was he so impotent? Why couldn't he do something about it? Why couldn't he stop the case as it was?
Because
And you blaming Cephus.
I blame, first of all, Cephus is the face of the case. He is the Solicitor General. He is the one under our legal system who should be to vet initially any complaint that comes to him and see whether there is a prima facie basis to pursue a case. Then he elevates it to the minister for approval before he proceeds with it. Cephus has said it was quashed, right? But the minister reads it. The minister said, I don't know about it. What seemed
That's the flimsy excuse.
Yeah.
If you say he did not know about it, why didn't he watch it?
I think Dean himself, I have a lot of respect for him. He has a lot of respect for me. I mean, we have that mutual respect. But I thought he put his integrity on the line.
That he made Cephus a man that he could not control.
He knew all along that, and it's a maxim in law. He knew all along that a citizen of Liberia was unjustly, unjustifiably persecuted in court for something that did not happen. He said that the excuse that he gave, that Cephus didn't show me the evidence, I was still waiting for the evidence, was bogus. But it shows you that there was something higher than both Dean and Cephus. There was a higher interest. And Cephus, I don't think Dean summoned the courage enough. Like we would say, we glad people from the South. He didn't have that fortitude to stand up to his bosses, to say, look, let's bring this clown show to a halt, because it is hurting the country's image. It is hurting us, even in the investment community, because when people come to invest, they want to look at the strength of the rule of law. He didn't have the guts to do so. But then, if you look at it, what Cephus is alluding to, again, like I said, the Supreme Court now gave him the alibi, and it's shameful for him at this 11th hour to now concede that all along there was no case. He saw there was no difference, that even his witness corroborated. That's nonsense. What's the elaborating people time? And even at the level of the Supreme Court, Cephus realized that the Supreme Court had killed any other doubt that there was a case in the lower court.
Okay, this program has been relayed on LPRO, Liberian Public Radio in the United States. The radio and the TV in the United States is carrying the program live. Can we say all this is over with Cummings? Because there is something that Cephus said, and I wanted to read that. Cephus said, and I quote, "The excitement and the willpower to vigorously prosecute the Cummings case and ensure that justice, whatever conviction or acquittal is achieved, are strangely falling on ice. Therefore, I am constrained to highlight the compelling need of calling a spade, end the trial, and drop any and all criminal charges against defendant Alexander Cummings and his lieutenants without prejudice to the state and with the right to refile where applicable." Your Cummings is not off the hook yet.
That's grandstanding by Cephus. He's grandstanding. Cephus is bluffing. Quite frankly, I found it even insulting for Cephus having pursued a bogus case, a case that did not exist, who have the audacity
after he dropped all charges,
have the dropping all charges to say, I have the
right
power
to refile.
Refile what? Why would he be refiling? He should just drop the case, period. Withdraw it, because there was no case to be pursued by his own admission, his own words. After even parading his witnesses on the stand, his star witness, he's quoting one of his star witnesses and you should read it again for the public. He is saying, even my star witness did not contradict, did not deny the fact that this clause existed and this thing existed. He said the only issue have been on semantics, withdraw and resign. And they all mean the same.
And they don't do any harm to anybody.
So why did you waste the Liberian people time for 5 months? Why? And then he has the audacity to come and say, I got the right to come back. Come back to do what?
Okay, that's that count one. Please let me land my foundation first. Let's go to count two.
Mm-hmm.
I saw your party, the Unity Party, with my woman jubilating some victory for the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, the case at the Supreme Court, and I will speak as a CPP person and also as an analyst, a political commentator. The Supreme Court ruling has a lot of implication. And anybody, any of the parties, depending on their lens, can claim victory from the Supreme Court. This is how. Firstly, the CPP can claim victory in the ruling of the Supreme Court. You ask me why? Because the case in the Supreme Court was somehow linked to what was happening in the magisterial court. The charge was a charge of forgery and tampering of the framework agreement. The accuser said that the framework agreement before NEC, they knew nothing about it. It was improperly filed, not with their consent. It was not the signature. But yet the Supreme Court decision is premised on the duly filed document before NEC. That was what the Supreme Court was ruling on. And in that agreement, even though the Supreme Court nullified the 8.5.2, which was the issue of contention in the document, the Supreme Court nullified a clause that NEC in the submission before the Supreme Court is within that document signed by all of the parties before the Supreme Court. In other words, what I'm driving at is that it presupposes what we have said all along in the first place, that the document before NEC was the duly filed framework agreement of the CPP, done by the knowledge and acquiescence of all of the parties, that all of the signatures were genuine and legitimate. So that case was there to rest. That's the reason why I said it was an alibi now for Cephus, because what the Supreme Court did already, it made Cephus' case untenable in the lower court. Because if that was the bone of contention, and there's the very document that is being looked at and upheld by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court does not vitiate the entire document, it does not nullify the entire document. It pointed to a clause in the document that this clause is inconsistent with our Constitution. Even though as a public policy person, I think it's going to be a debate for years to come because of the implication on the sanctity of contracts. This will have a lot of implications, but that is for another day we can discuss it. So the CPP and Mr. Cummings can claim that our strategy worked. And what could have been the strategy? It's like you and somebody fighting, or a woman and her husband, maybe they're fighting. And you find out that this guy is choking the woman can breathe. Like in the case of Cummings, the government, everybody can breathe. So what the woman find, the woman said, okay, if you choke me, I'll break your balls. So the woman got your balls in your hand and you got onto the neck. And you said, leave my neck. Say, I will not, say, leave my balls. I will not leave your ball until you leave my neck. So I think the case filed at the Elections Commission was an attempt to elevate the Cummings trial, bring it to international attention, because you know that what was happening, a former ruling party and one of the biggest opposition was being threatened not to participate in a political process. It was beyond Lofa. It was not about Lofa. I can tell you it was not about Lofa. It was about 2023. And by all indication, you know that would have been a serious issue. It would have been threatening not only to the peace, but to our own fragile democracy. So that was their trump card. So, okay, because the Unity Party have filed a withdrawal, citing the same allegation of fraud as one of the reasons for withdrawing. After the Unity Party filed, the Unity Party saw this opening of the election, the vacancy in Lofa, and decided to go for it. So I guess the strategists of Mr. Cummings thought, hey, let's go for them. Let's hold the balls. Since they are holding our neck to slow us down and to prevent us, let also slow them. And then this whole thing will reach to a place where everybody will all cause noise in the thing
and become an embarrassment.
And become an embarrassment. So that's one of the way to look at what happened at the Supreme Court. Another thing that happened at the Supreme Court, let's face it. Now you come to your adapted home, Lofa. As I walk down the street, since last Friday, people have been confronting me to say, oh, you are one of the strong advocates of the CPP, holding the CPP together. Isn't this a defeat for the CPP because the CPP wanted to prevent or deny the people of Lofa their right? I said, no.
That's not true.
I said, that's not true. That's not. If it is anything, the CPP have been fighting and upholding the right of Lofa.
If the CPP were fighting Lofa, the CPP would never have submitted the names of Brani Samoka.
Exactly. So the CPP, and we had determined, and I was one of the decision makers. I was one of the advisors in the CPP that we're not going to pull up candidate in Lofa. You know the reason why? Because the people of Lofa had already exercised their democratic franchise. They had already elected Brani Samoka, who is a CPP senator. Brani Samoka was denied by the government on political grounds. On political grounds. They have no ground to deny. We were not going to legitimize government political antics by putting forth a candidate against Brani. We're not going to do that. So it was not about denying the people of Lofa. If I have my own way, it's just that people are wary of quote something. Even the CPP or the people of Lofa should be asking for a bill of information before the Supreme Court because of the government latest reduction of, Brani is now going to jail. It has become a civil case now. He has to go and pay.
Make some stipulation.
So it does not nullify
the setting of the man.
The setting of him. So why would CPP? CPP has no interest in putting our candidate in. We have no interest. Brani remains the senator of Lofa County, and we maintain that. If other parties want to go and put a candidate for, so it was not about denying the people of Lofa. We respect the rights of the people of Lofa. The people of Lofa have spoken. We will uphold that right. If at all they want to elect and it's a business. But the CPP know that we have a senator in Brani Samoka, duly elected by the people of Lofa County.
Let's take our break, and when we come back, call me on that number on 077777107. You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107, or better still, call us on 07772212223. Those numbers are pinned on our Facebook page, Sky Communications Liberia. Our special studio guest is George Wisner. Let's take a break and be right back.
Hey, y'all. What's up back home in LIV, man?
T-Brash, that you? Hey, what are you for you, man? I'm surprised. You don't go to your kid when you go to America.
Come on, man. I told you I'll make a difference, girl. By the way, I need to send you some cash for her that the banks are closed today in LIV.
You sleepy? That brought home to another level. You can send your script to my phone.
Receive money from your family and friends in the U.S. directly into your Orange Money wallet. Yes, you heard me right. Tell your loved ones to download the BNB or Small World money transfer apps or visit their websites to begin transferring. Visit www.orange.com.lr for more information. Free for sender until 30th November.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
In a
Everybody will know I get money for them market here. They can close to me with your food so I can send you quick cash. I'm too big to be holding people.
Bagu, you strong because the money you owe me is for the bucket. Anyway, me I get any problem with you as long as you will add something to pay for the charges.
I got a surprise for you, Mambo.
Enjoy more than a month long of Orange Money transactions free of charge. Yes, perform these Orange Money services. Send money and buy goods and services free of charge. I mean, no fees attached. Don't just stand there. Dial *144# now.
It's all about what matters to you.
Orange.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Wia's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 077553317 or 0886-553317 or our rehab branch on 0770-902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on you. Your face.
Of a prominent political opponent of the real government, as the case of CUMMINGS, insisting that the investigation of the CP framework document was thoroughly independent and forensic. The old adage that there is no smoke without fire does not, and inexplicably now before the criminal courts. She noted. Let's go to the line, talk to our very good morning.
Good morning, Timas.
My brother, what's your name and where you calling me from?
Timas and Wilmer Michi. I'm calling from town this morning. Timas. Let me say good morning to Mr. John Westner. See, Timas, for some reason, I'm formally reluctant to talk about the CPP. But the way that CPP should be considered water under the bridge by now. And for Mr. Westner, in order to be in imagination, he appears to be very laughable. And these are the very people, Tima, the like of Mr. Westner and other.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, Tima.
Are you talking about the decision reached by the Solicitor General?
Which are the decisions, Tima? We're talking
Listen to me. I got the power in my hand to call you off. So just listen to me. No, I'm not laughing. If you're not serious, I will cut you off.
No,
No, I'm not. I'm not. Cephus said to you, all charges against Cummings and his friends are dropped without prejudice to government. Now you don't drop a criminal charge, a charge of forgery, and charge of criminal conspiracy without he dropped those charges. What is your opinion on that?
Let me say to you, in this country, I will say it very bluntly. Mr. Comey, we need political non-entity in this country.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's all right. That's all right. You don't have the issue to discuss. Call me on that number on 07777 Why do you make up the conclusion of the case as handled down by Seyma Syrenius, Cephus, who is the law of Liberia, the Solicitor General Republic of Liberia? Call us on that number on 07777 He'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. Let's go back to line handled down by to our next caller. Good morning, Syrenius. Good
morning.
Kimia. You heard what Syrenius Cephus said? Kimia? Is Kimia still there? We lost Kimia. Call me on that number on 0777.
Good morning, Tima.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Edward Into, and I'm calling from into Jlateh. Let me say this clearly. Let us be real to our conscience. For me, I'm now a member of the Labour Party. I'm a strong supporter of the Labour Party. But the CPP in Musa Terese and Musa Kumi said that because the Unity Party withdrew from the CPP, so the 8.5.2 prevented another few of candidates in the local election, even in subsequent election to university.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, he left the line. Call me on that number on 0777 107. You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. This program has been relayed on our Liberian Public Radio United States, on their radio and on their TV. So if you click on Liberian Public Radio, you listen to Sky 107 on this very, very moment. Let's go back to line 2. Talk to our next caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The caller is not ready yet. Call us on that number. Let's go back to line 5. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Abraham. I'm calling from District 16.
Abi, what do you make of Syrenius Cephus' conclusion on the case?
For the initial stage, I knew that this is something like set up. They only want to delay the process because they saw the strength of the CPP. That's why they were playing all of the games. Because if we could listen to the statement that coming from the Solicitor General and the Minister of Justice, it was contrary. So for now, at least they have realized a mistake. We appeal to the CPP. If they can come back and unite themselves, let bygone be bygone. Definitely, you see the kind of hardship that's in this country, let's kick the guys out. Let CPP see reason to put themselves together. We are the strength. The Liberian people love the CPP. The direction CPP is taking, we don't like it. It's bringing disgrace to us. We are begging Cummings, we are begging Uri, we are begging Yombly and Waka. Let us see reasons and put ourselves together. Let us forge and remove this.
Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 0777 107. You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. Our special studio guest, Josh Wisner of the Unity Party. Good morning. Good morning. It's not ready. You want to comment on any of those telephone calls?
No, except for the last caller. It's right that this offers an opportunity. The CPP may not be like it was before, I want to believe. Even with the other parties leaving, it is important now this offers an opportunity to be conciliatory, to have the opposition reset the button. There will always be room for collaboration in the future, if that not now. But the key, the probably confronting the Liberian people. It's huge, T-Max. People are suffering. Go on the streets of Monrovia.
Let
No
me hang you.
jobs.
Let me hang you up there. Let me go straight to the lines again to talk to our next caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Wisner.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm Ansu Kamara calling from Oro.
Go ahead, Ansu.
I followed the story keenly. Sincerely speaking, Charles Wisner, I usually listen to him, or he just like the hammer on the nail. You know, if you hold me somewhere in a fight, I will hold your factual part. So the complaint at next concerning the party stealing a candidate, yeah, it was used to draw everybody to the drawing board. And because the Supreme Court, the higher court saw that it was not necessary, it was against our law, definitely the ruling party won the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ruling party knows that CPP is a threat. Because the last election, CPP had won almost all the senatorial and representative election. So the Unity Party won, and we can guarantee the opposition is not put themselves together. So y'all go testing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 0777 Let's go back to line 3. Talk to our next caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The caller is not ready. Call me on those numbers on 0777 You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. Let's go back to line 4. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is D-Ward.
D-Ward.
Yeah, why do people wasting people's time?
Fair day.
Anytime in the day.
APC.
Why they were wasting people's time? Whether they were drinking the tea on the 2 times on the election time, it was not awesome. Because everybody saw the real thing inside it, and if you just drinking, see what happened now? It's just a wasting time. We want peace in this country. We're begging them. Opposition, you all go together and put your acts together. Please, we're begging you. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, D-Walk. Call me on that number on 0777 You'll be live from 5050 on Sky. Let's go back to line 3. Talk to our next caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, T-Max.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
My name is Archie. I call from South Dakota.
Archie, go ahead.
Well, I listened to Mr. Wisner and not from the beginning, but what I took from what I started from is that this is a win-win situation for all participating political parties in the CPP. The last caller who called on Mr. Wisner and all political leaders in the former CPP, should I say, is to now press the reset button. The Liberian people, T-Max, look, when you weigh the George, we are winning the next election, whether Cephus, for Syrenius, Cephus are not discussing him because this is the man who bringing disgrace to our judicial system in our country. So I don't want to discuss it. What I want to discuss and for the leaders in the CPP to take cue from is Liberian people they really need help. I mean, that what Wisner was saying. Why you kept this thing for 5 months? If you would come out to say what you just said, why you kept the Liberian people just breaking their feet and everybody confused in the country, even on the international scene, people are just looking at Liberia like some kind of crazy camp. You understand me? So we don't have to discuss that man. He of no significance. That's why other people can call him names. I don't want to get involved in calling names, but I mean, Syrenius, Cephus, they are bringing disgrace to our country. But let us see people try to come back together. And I know Mr. Cummings is hurt. We understand that. But look, you can swallow bitter pills, right? Let him take that bitter pills, come back to himself and say, you know what? For the sake of the Liberian people, right? Okay, let me say I hurt, so I will not go for reconciliation versus Joy. We are being in power for the next 6 years. Which one will hurt the Liberian people? Let Mr. Cummings come to that conclusion. And we need help, man. We need help. Tima, you know what I'm saying? We need help. I will on the side, right? I'm not hungry. I can eat every day. But does that make me happy? No. No. Liberians are suffering too much. People dying every day. No conclusion to any of those deaths. I mean, what kind of Syrenius Cephus? They got cases that people willing to listen to. You're not even.
Now we have to be factual in our analysis. You know, the decisions rendered by the Justice Minister, that's the decision for the Minister of Justice. We have lawyers and all sitting, council law in this country, and Kumi is a international lawyer. And we know that it's not fair. We can find, they can lecture us about the law, educate us. So let's know what's going on. You understand? Well, it may be a little work document. Actually, there was a power play, and which caused the fear that was included with further concern. I think that would be the issue that they can have.
Call me on that number on 0777 777 You'll be live on 5050 on Sky 107. Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Christopher Salam, and I'm calling from the United States, Louisville, Kentucky. I'm following the program. I'm listening carefully. For the PTP to reconcile, I think it would be good news for Joseph Boakai, Brenda Yue, for the publicly apologize to the Cummings publicly for the embarrassment they created in Liberia. Because you see, Sophia just follow what Yali and encourage them just publicly, immediately them to say a lot of stuff that was not really necessary in the first place. Because you see how long the Supreme Court took. It just took them a week to just resolve that whole case. That it was baseless or it was no point. And I have a problem. If the Supreme Court say we can't honor anything about it, the Constitution, which is correct, it's right in my view. So with anyone of you in a record having to go to any agreement in the future, with the mindset that if you don't go back to where I can just walk out of that agreement, and thank you for taking my time.
Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 0777. Let's go back to line 2. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Boga, calling you from A Street. Yeah, people get a Bible says when the house don't serve you, the street will not buy you. Actually, I don't want us to look at Syrenius Cephus. Syrenius Cephus, the lawyer for the government. But actually, the CPP have destroyed themselves. Because, number one, you don't have to carry your case. Because Syrenius Cephus was 16, and then we carried that case to them. So now CPP have this Syrenius law play with you people so that you will lose and you will go out.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And our objective is.
Let's take our last break, and when we come, we went straight to Studio 8 to Princess to give us comments from our social media users. This program has been relayed on our is being relayed by CPR, Liberian Public Radio, LPR, Liberian Public Radio in the United States and in Liberia. Let's take our last break and be right back.
Activate 3 days free call and you could win another 3 days for free.
Our favorite promotion just got better. The same promotion. We say wasa, qualify, that tower, yeah.
Activate 3 days free call and you could win another 3 days for free. Dial *143# to activate. 45 minutes for calls to the Orange Network, unlimited SMS to the Orange Network, 8 minutes calls to all other networks, 45 megabytes of data.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
They have done it again.
What excitement! Share the good news now.
My picking tried to Cote d'Ivoire yesterday, and he still calling me on a number. He still browsing on the app.
Nothing makes me more relaxed than being able to work at home or away.
They have done it.
More travels, more possibilities. With a just released roaming data bundle for travelers to Cote d'Ivoire. In Guinea-Conakry, you can now